श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम। ओम सहना भवतु सहनो भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। After a long time we are restarting the class. अथ दशमोऽध्यायः. A small gap, not long time. अथ दशमोऽध्यायः. एवं सप्तम अष्टम नवमैः तत्पदार्थस्य भगवतः तत्त्वं सोपाधिकं निरूपाधिकं च दर्शयति. See, we are starting the 10th chapter, दशमोऽध्यायः. Why should we start the 10th chapter? For that, he is giving a prelude what happened in the previous chapters. Saptama, Ashtama, Navamaihi. In these three chapters, 7, 8 and 9, Bhagataha Tattvam, the real nature of the Bhagavan, which is Sopadikam and Nirupadikam, of both states, whether it's attributed self or non-attributed self, both. Darshitam. It was shown by Bhagavan. Bhagavan's real nature was shown by Bhagavan. Okay. Tasya cha vibhutayaha. So who can show it better than Bhagavan, right? So tasya cha vibhutayaha sopadhikasya dhyane nirupadhikasya jnane cha upaya bhutaha. And what is the need for knowing all that? If you say it is necessary. So that vibhutaya, that greatness of Bhagavan, whatever was as accomplished earlier, the attributes, etc., they are very necessary in the meditation. That is why the attributed self was explained for meditation's sake. And the non-attributed self was explained for the sake of knowledge, jnanaya. Okay? Upaya bhutaha. It is a means. It is very necessary. See, without sadhana, don't even dream of knowing the self. Just because you can blabber something regarding the self does not mean you have the knowledge of self. The knowledge of self cannot be gained without proper sadhana. Okay, you have to do puja, japa, etc. Whatever is necessary, how much soever it is necessary. Okay, na alam buddhi, there cannot be the idea, notion of enough. This is enough. Because we know our state. Who better than us can understand our state? Okay, so upaya bhutaha, these are the means for knowledge, the non-attributed and the attributed for the sake of meditation. It was explained by Bhagavan. I don't remember. Yes, we have given a small gap. Therefore, you may not be able to remember. For some people, good people, for bad people, for good people who don't keep anything in mind, even yesterday's class will be like something said in the dream. So he says, Raso aham apsu kaunteya ityadina. Raso aham apsu kaunteya. Hey Kunti, son of Kunti. Raso aham apsu. I am the sweetness, the taste in the water. In the 7th chapter, in the 7th chapter, he said that. Aham kartur aham yajna ityadina. And I am the kartu, I am the karmas prescribed in the Vedas. I am the fire oblation prescribed in the Vedas, etc. In the 9th chapter also he said this. It is Sankshepanukta. It was said in brief. Acha idanim tasam vistaraha vaktavyah. Now it should be explained in detail. Bhagavataha dhyanaya tattvapi durvejneyatvat punah tasya vaktavyam jnanayiti dashamo adhyayah arabhyate. See, Bhagavata tattvam dhyanaya. See, even for the sake of meditation, the knowledge of Bhagavan is necessary, and that itself is very difficult. And for knowledge of for meditation on the Bhagavan, it is very difficult. The knowledge of his real nature for the sake of meditation is very difficult. And for the sake of knowledge, gaining the knowledge, it is very, very difficult. So it should be said in detail. Iti dashamodhyaya arabhyate. This is the reason Bhagavan begins the 10th chapter. This 10th chapter. Tatra prasamam Arjunam protsahitam. Now, you said I will understand, I will explain this in the 9th chapter. You said the same thing in the 8th chapter. You said same thing in the 7th chapter. You are increasing chapter one after the another, and I didn't understand. I cannot say I didn't understand anything. I understood not everything. So this dejection is seen in Arjuna. One more chapter. So Bhagavan, to encourage him, protsahitam. Protsaha means to encourage. Protsaha means encouraging. So to encourage him, Sri Bhagavan Uvacha, Bhagavan says this, what? Bhuya eva mahabaho shrunu me paramam vachaha yatte aham priyamanaya vakshyami hitakamyaya. Bhuya eva he mahabaho shrunu me paramam vachaha yatte aham priyamanaya vakshyami hitakamyaya. Bhuya eva, bhuya means again. Bhuya eva, and again, mahabaho, oh, one with broad shoulders, shrunu me paramam vacha, listen to my supreme teaching. Vachaha, words here means teaching. Listen to my supreme teaching. Yatte aham vakshyami, which I am saying now, which I am going to say now. Listen to that. Priyamana, to you, one who is dear. Hitakamya, for your well-being, desiring your well-being, I am going to say this to you. Bhuyeva punahapi, bhuyeva means punahapi, again. He mahabaho, oh, one with broad shoulders, shruname mama paramam utprakrishtam vachaha. Listen to my superior, great speech, words. Listen to my great words. Yatte tubhyam, yat te means tubhyam, to you. Priyamanaya, one who loves me. What kind of love? Madhuvachanad amritapanadiva pritim anubhavate, one who enjoys my words like you are drinking nectar, ambrosia. So you are experiencing it like though you are drinking nectar. My words, each of my words you are listening to. So he is making him, that's the catch. Oh, see, you have been listening to like a nectar. That is why I am telling you. Oh, now I have to continue listening to it. That is the key. That is the catch. Bhagavan is a very cunning fellow. That is why I said he is not just teacher, he is also cheater. Just change the characters, you will have the same fellow. So vakshyami, hitakamya means for your well-being. Madhvachanad amrita, hita vakshyami aham paramapta, aham. I am going to say. Who are you to say? Again and again you are saying, I am saying, who are you? Parama aptaha. I am the one who is parama apta. What does that mean? Apta means yathartha vakta, one who says things as seen, as he experiences. But our experience may not be right always. But Bhagavan's experience is dot. It is perfect always. So parama aptaha, and he is the one who can say things as it is, none else, none other than Bhagavan. So parama aptaha, that is why he is given the name parama aptaha. Parama aptaha. Hitakamya means for your well-being, means ishta praptichya, for you to gain whatever you desire. You want to get rid of your sorrow, that is your desire. Now I will help you to get rid of your sorrow. Prag bahuda uktam eva किमर्थं पुनः वक्ष्यामि इति वक्ष्यसि इति यतः. You have said it n number of times. And again I am going to say, why are you saying, repeating it again and again? For this, Bhagavan is saying, Name viduh suraganaha prabhavam na maharshayah aham adirhi devanam maharshinam cha sarvashah. Name viduh suraganaha prabhavam cha prabhavam na maharshayah aham adihi hi devanam maharshinam cha sarvashah. नमे विदुः प्रभवं, नमे प्रभवं विदुः सुरगणाः महर्षयः च. न महर्षयः. My प्रभवं, my manifestation. प्रभवं, प्रकृष्टेन भवं प्रभवं. My creation means my manifestation. न सुरगणाः विदुः. Even the deities don't know. Maharshis, they may know it. Even Maharshis don't know it. Aham adirhi devanam, because I am the cause for all the deities. Maharshinam cha, also of the Maharshis. Sarvasha, in every way. I am the cause in every way. Means I am the material cause as well as the instrumental cause. So, therefore, they don't know me, but I know myself and all of them. See, though, as I keep on repeating, Mahimna Stotra very clearly says, Mahimna Parante, your greatness is so beyond words, beyond my grasp, but still, whatever I say may not miss the target. It will not miss the target because you are everything. So, whatever I say, you are there in that. Though it may be so, without understanding the real nature of Bhagavan, it is very difficult to understand Bhagavan even when he is there in front of us. So, to understand him clearly, we need to know what is the definition, what is the nature of Bhagavan. That is why we keep repeating this again and again. Prabhavam. Prabhavam means Prabhavam. See, Prabhavam, Prakrishtena Bhavam. Instead of Prakrishtena Bhavam, he says Prabhavam. He is replacing Prabhavam with Prabhavam. Prabhavam means Prabhu Shakti. Shakti Atishayam, the greatness. Prabhava means the greatness. His strength, the strength of his power. Parabhavanam, or you can understand it as Bhava itself. Instead of replacing Bhava with Bhava, you can understand it as Bhava. Bhava means manifestation. Utpattim, creation. Aneka vibhutibihi avibhavam, that which my creation, my manifestation, which is endowed with very many attributes, great attributes, superior attributes. Prabhava. Suraganaha, Indra, the Indra, etc. deities. Maharshiyascha, Bhrigu, etc. Maharshis, Bhriguvadaya. Sarvajnahapi, though they are omniscient, Name Vidu, they don't understand me. See, Indra, etc. deities, you know. An idea. Bhrigu, etc. rishis, who are they? See, in the 6th shloka, Bhrigu, Marichi, Matrimja, like that it is said. He is enumerating the Maharshis there. Or we can simply accept, like when we do Santhya Vandana, we daily chant this Gayatri, Ushnik, Ashtup, etc. Chandas. Then we say Atri, Bhrigu, Kutsa, Vashishta, Gautama, Kashipa, Angirasa, Rishayah. All the 7 rishis. So those rishis also you can accept that as Maharishis. Maharishis, Name Vidu, they don't understand me. Tesham tadajnane hetumaha, why they don't understand me? Because aham hi yasma sarvesham devana maharshinam cha sarvashah sarvaihi prakarahi utpadakatvena buddhyadi pravartakatvena cha nimittatvena upadanatvena cha iti va adikaranam. Adihi karanam. Aham hi, because why they don't understand? It is because yes, sarvesham devanam maharshinam, for all the deities and the maharshis, sarvasha sarvaihi prakarahi, in every which way, utpadakatvena buddhyadi pravartakatvena cha, meaning in the form of creating them or in the form of prodding them, prodding their intellect. by guiding their intellect. Both ways, or accept simply nimittattvena upadanatvena vai. As their material cause and instrumental cause. I am the cause for Adihi Karanam. I am the cause for them. All types of cause. Ataha, therefore, mad vikaraha te mad prabhavam na jananti. Since they are my effect created by me, they don't understand me. Mahafalatvacha kaschideva bhagavataha prabhavam. Then does that mean no one understands you? No. Very few understand me, because this is something which gives superior results, absolute result. Mahafalatvat, great result, supreme result. Therefore, which is absolute self. That's the result. Prabhavam naveti. That is why they don't understand. Bhagavataha prabhavam kaschideveti. Only very few people understand. Yo mam ajam anadim cha veti lokamaheshwaram asammudhas samartyeshu sarvapapai pramuchyate. Yo mam ajam anadim cha veti lokamaheshwaram asammudhah samartyeshu sarvapapai pramuchyate. Yo mam, one who, me means me. Who is this me? Ajam anadim cha, one who is ajam, na jatamiti ajam, one who is unborn, anadim, one who is eternal, costless. Veti, one who knows this. Yo veti, one who knows this. Me, one who knows me to be without birth and without cause. Lokamaheshwaram, and who is the Ishvara, who is the Lord of all the creation. Asammudaha samartyeshu, he is asammudaha, a person without confusion, delusion, a delusionless person among the martyeshu, among the mortals. Sarvapaihi pramuchyate, and he gets rid of all the papas. He becomes liberated from all the papas, all the sins. Sarva karanatvat na vidyate adihi karanam isya. Since I am the cause for everything, I don't have any cause. I am not an effect for anything. Therefore, I am the cause of everything, but I am never an effect of anything. Therefore, yasya tam anadim, anaditvat ajam. Since I am not an effect of anything, I am anadi. Since I am anadi, I am eternal, I am unborn. Janma shunyam, I don't have a birth. Lokana mahandamishwaram cha, I am the Lord of all the worlds also. Mam yo eti, one who knows me, to be so. Samartyeshu manushyeshu madhye asammudaha. He is among the mortals, among the beings, among the humans. Asammudaha, sammoha varjita. He is delusionless. He is devoid of delusion. Sarvaihi papaihi mati purva krutaihi api pramuchyate. He gets rid of all the papas, even those papas which is done purposefully, knowingly. See, when we do prayaschitta, repentance karma, the sins which we performed without knowing, unknowingly, instinctual sins, like there is a mosquito, I just kill it without even realizing I'm killing it. So, not like that I'm saying. Even those knowingly, the things which you do knowingly, whether it is a simple killing of mosquito or ant or cow or Brahmin. Go Brahmanebhyo Shubhastu Nityam. That is why we pray. That is what we pray. Let the cows and Brahmins be experiencing auspiciousness. Let they be good. So, even that, because killing them is a Mahapapa, great sin. So, even that great sin, if you have performed, even from that you will become liberated. Prakarshena karnochedat tat samskara abhava rupena muchyate mukto bhavati. You become liberated completely, absolutely. How? Because the cause for all that is the thought imprint. That thought imprint also, thought imprint of the samskara, thought imprint samskara, thought imprint of those sins, those papas also will get destroyed. That is the reason. Atmano lokavaheshwartam pramanchati. You said yourself to be the Lord of everything, Lord of creation. How can you be Lord of creation? That is prapancheti, explained in detail. बुद्धिर्ज्ञानम् असम्मोहः क्षमा सत्यं तमः शमः सुखं दुःखं भवो भावः भयं च अभयमेव च अहिंसा समता तुष्टिः तपोदानं यशो यशः भवन्ति भावा भूतानां मत्त एव पृथक्विधाः बुद्धिः ज्ञानम् असम्मोहः क्षमा सत्यं दमः शमः sukham dukkham bhavah bhavah abhavah also you can interpret it. Bhavo bhavah can be split as a bhavah bhavah or bhavah abhavah also. Avagraha. Okay. Bhayam cha abhayam eva cha, fear and fearlessness. We'll come to the meaning. Ahimsa samata tushtihi tapaha danam yashaha ayashaha bhavanti bhavaha bhutanam matta eva pratyakvidaha. Buddhi, intellect, jnanam, knowledge, asammoha, delusionlessness, kshama, accepting things, kshama, satyam, truth, damaha, sense organ control, shamaha, mind control, sukham, happiness, dukkham, sorrow, bhavaha, birth, bhavaha, existence or absence of existence, abhavaha, bhayam, fear, abhayam evacha, fearlessness, ahimsa, non-violence. Normally it is interpreted as non-violence. Here it is a prevention of violence or any kind of things which produce sorrow to them. Preventing that also is non-violence. It is not just I don't do any violence. That is non-violence. It's not that you prevent some violence from happening to others. That also is non-violence. Samata, equanimity. Tushtihi, happiness, satisfaction. Tapaha means penance. Danam, gift, donation. Yashaha means name and fame. Ayashaha, infamous. Bhavanti bhavaha bhutanam. These are the different types of bhavas, thought functions for the beings. Matta eva pratyakta. They all are manifested. They all manifest because of me, from me. All these different types of thought functions manifest from me. See, Bhagavan is of the nature of fearlessness, etc. All the good attributes. Then, how do people, if everything comes because of him, everything manifests because of him, all the thought functions I'm saying, then how can people be bad? Actually, that is because of the sins, papa. What happens is, Bhagavan creates a good thought function, but your papa does not allow that good thought function. It interprets it as bad. And it approaches things through that prism of knowledge. Okay. Buddhi antakaranasya sukshmartha viveka samarthyam. Buddhi means antakaranasya sukshma artha viveka samarthyam. Able to discriminate the subtle things of the mind, antakarana. See, different stages of antakarana, sukshma, sukshmatara, sukshmatama, etc. we see. Ego, antakarana, ego, it's in the mind or ego. It's in the gross state now. Is it in gross state? No, never. It is in subtle state now because I cannot pinpoint where my mind is. We say mind is, there is a problem with my mind, I have a psychological issue, etc. But in fact, we cannot pinpoint what this mind is, where this mind is. Where is this mind? Here. That is your brain. intellect. Where is your mind? You will point out to every single portion of your body, but still you are not wrong or right. Because it is subtle. Mind is subtle in the waking state. If it is subtle in the waking state, what about in the dream state? It is subtler. In the deep sleep state, don't say it doesn't exist, because there is ego. Antakarana definitely exists in the deep sleep state too. We saw it. In the waking state, there is ego. In the dream state, there is ego. And in the deep sleep state also there is ego, because without ego, you cannot experience anything. You come out and say from the deep sleep that I experience a very beautiful sleep, very nicely I slept. Why? Because there is ego, subtlest. So subtle, subtler, subtlest. In three different states, the mind exists, the ego exists. And the intellect is the one which becomes the sakshi for that subtle, subtler, subtlest mind, existence of that mind. Therefore, it says samarthyam. That is what is buddhi. Jnanam. Jnanam is knowledge. Atma, anatma, sarva padartha avabodha. The knowledge of both self and non-self. Asammoha. Asammoha means delusionlessness. What does he say? Pratipanneshu bodhavyeshu kartavyeshu va avyakulataya vekena pravritti. The proper discrimination, performing whatever task which needs to be performed, understanding whatever that needs to be understood without any confusion. Kshama. Kshama means akrishtasya taditasya va nirvikara chittata. Kshama means we accept things as it is without any kind of wrong ideas. Whether a person hits us or scolds us, we don't have any. We accept. It's not apologizing. Kshama normally is interpreted as apology. Here it is not apologizing. We accept things. We don't interfere with it. That is the idea. Satyam pramanena avabuddhasya arthasya tatha eva bhasham. Whatever you understand through the pramana, you speak out the same thing. That is satya. Satya, truth means speaking whatever is as it is. That is what is true. Damaha. Damaha means bahendriyanam so vishebhya nivritti. Controlling the external sense organs from approaching their objects, sense objects. Shamaha. Shamaha means antakarnasya shamata. Controlling the internal sense organ, controlling the mind. That is shamaha. Sukham. Sukham means dharma asadharana karanakam anukula vedaniyam. That which is caused by the dharma and which is accepted, expected by people, which is anukula vedaniyam means we expect those kind of experiences. That is sukha. Dukkham. Adharma asadharana karanakam pratikula vedaniyam. Dukkha means that which is caused by the adharma and which is not conducive. That is conducive. Sukham is conducive. Anukula vedaniyam. Dukkham is non-conducive. It is not. People don't want to experience sorrow. Pratikula vedaniyam. Anukula vedaniyam and pratikula vedaniyam are the definitions given by Tarkikas. Sukham anukula vedaniyam, dukkham pratikula vedaniyam. That is the definition. And he is adding something to it. And that sukha is because of the punya, and that dukkha is because of the papa. Bhava utpatti. Bhava means creation, manifestation. Bhava satta abhavo asatta itiva. So bhava means existence. Abhava, if you understand it as abhava, then it is non-existence. Bhayam cha trasaha tadvipriyata abhayam. Bhayam means fear, and something which is contrary to it is abhayam, fearlessness. Evacha ekas chakaraha ukta samuchayartha eva cha. In that the cha is said, that cha which is said is to add all that which are said here, which are specified here. In when I interpreted it, I left out one cha. Okay, I consciously left out one cha. What does the other cha mean? He says, aparo, the other cha is for anukta abuddhi ajnanadi samuchayartha, is to concat all that which is not said. What? Everything is said here. No. If we say intellect, absence of intellect, that is not said. If you say knowledge, absence of knowledge is not said. So, if you say satyam, absence of truth, which is false, that is not said. So, you can bring in with one cha, you can combine all that which is said, and with another cha, you can combine to that whatever is said, that which is unsaid. Evityete sarvaloka prasiddha evityatha. Eva is to show it is very famously known in the world. Matta eva vanti iti uttarena antaya. Known how? As said earlier, as said here, matta eva, they all manifested from me. Ahimsa praninam pidayaha nivritti. Ahimsa means non-violence. Normally that is how we interpret. Here what he says is praninam pidayaha nivrittihi. Preventing the sorrow from happening, or sorrow that is happening to the beings, is ahimsa. So relieving them of pain is ahimsa. Not just not giving pain. Relieving of them of pain is also ahimsa. Samata means chittasya ragadveshadi rahita avastha. Equanimity, without any desire or hatred. That is equanimity. That is samata. Tushtihi, bhogyeshu etavata alamiti buddhi. Tushti means satisfaction. Whatever I have experienced is enough. I don't need anything more. Tapa means penance. What is this penance? Not something which you desire, you decide, you design. It is not like that. Like people stand in the sun. The worker who works under the sun, he is always standing in the sun. That's not penance. What is that? Then what is penance? Because tapa, that word means santape. The root word tapa means santape. Accepting the pain wantedly. That is tapa. But that is not any kind of pain. He says, Shastriya margena kayendriya shoshanam. Purifying the body, sense organ complex through the prescribed method in the Shastra is tapas. Not anything which you desire. Danam. Danam means a donation, gift. How? Deshe kale shraddhaya yata shakti arthanam satpatre samarpanam. It is not gifting anything and to anyone and everyone. Like in front of temples here and in other places, there are people who look like sannyasis. They wear dress like sannyasis. They look like sannyasis. They are not sannyasis. They are basically beggars. What do? They beg, and you becoming you want to be that kind of person who donates gifts to people. So you give them money, and they receive that money, and what do? They drink or something. They drink alcohol or something with that money, because they are basically beggars in that garb. So they are going to misuse that money, and they are not just going to drink alcohol. They are going to perform something which is not right. They are going to perform some misconduct act. So that whatever misconduct they are doing, that papa will also, it will not go to them, only to them. It will also come to you, because you are the root cause for them to perform those activities, those misconducts. So you have to be very clear whom to give, when to give. That is why he says, Deshe Kale, in a proper place, in a proper time, Shraddhaya, with Shraddha, यथाशक्ति अर्थानां सत्पात्रे समर्पणम. Yethashakti, it does not mean that you give whatever you have. No, as much as possible, which is which according to your power, whatever is your under your power, that kind of a satpatre samarpanam, that kind of money or whatever things satpatre saman to a good person, when you give, that is dhanam. Okay, yasho, just because it is said dhanam is important, you should not give to all the beggars. That is why I have to explain all this. Yashaha, yashaha means dharma nimitta loka shlagharupa prasiddhi. Yashaha means name and fame. What does that the fame which is gained because of the activities performed which are based on dharma. Ayashaha, contradictory, the infamous. Why the infame? Because of performing the activities which are not prescribed by the shastras. And not just that, it is not prescribed, it is not negated, like that you should not bring logic. So it is negated also by the shastra. Those kind of activities, the papa activities, the adharma activities, when you perform, whatever the result, that is the infamous, that is infame. Ayashaha, you are still famous, but prasiddhi is there, but still it is not a good name you get. Yete buddhyadayo bhavaha karya visheshaha. So the buddhyadi bhava means karya vishesha. These are the different types of transmissions which take place in your mind. What happens to them? Sakaranakaha prasakvidaha. They all have a cause. They are different types. Dharmadi sadhana vaichitrina, because you perform good deeds, you perform bad deeds, therefore they are of different types. Nana vidaha bhutanam sarvesham parinam. All the different types of thought functions which happen, which takes place in the bhutas, in the living beings, all of them matta eva, matta from me means parameshwarat eva bhavanti. They all come from me, the Parameshwara. Na anyasmat, not from anyone else. Tasma, therefore, kim vachim mama loka maheshwaram ityartha. Should I even say everything comes from me? Should I even say that I am the Lord of all the worlds? It is understood. That this is why I am the Lord of all the worlds. Itascha etadevam. So we'll come to this again. Okay. ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. ओम शांति शांति शांति.